Hello students, now we'll move on to the last topic of 5th unit, that is files. Okay, so what is a file? File is actually where we store some data, right? So here a file is a repository of data that is stored in a permanent storage media, right? So where we can store permanently the data, then you call that to be a file, and that is being stored in a permanent storage media, right? And files can be used to store either a input. See, whenever in C program we give some inputs, right? The inputs can also be stored in a separate file. I can also store my programs in a separate file, right? The structures can be stored in a separate file, right? So files can be used to store any type of data, right? And before moving on to the files in detail, we have a concept called streams in C, right? So what is this stream? Stream is nothing but an interface to various devices. For example, I may have either a file, screen, keyboard, etc. Right? So if I want to write it to a keyboard, what is the procedure? If I want to write it to a file, the file can be either in a secondary device or it can be in any other device, right? So I have so many type of devices. I cannot have a separate functions or the methodology for each and everything, right? Because each device will have a different characteristics. To avoid that, we have some common interface, and that common interface you are going to call it as a stream, and that stream provides a consistent interface to your programmer, right? And the stream uses a buffer. Why? Because different devices have different speed. To match with that, and program will have a different speed, right? So to match with that, you have some buffer, and that buffer will be maintained by the stream. And this is a diagrammatic representation, and here the device can be anything. Either it can be a file, it can be a keyboard, or it can be any other external device. It can be a printer, scanner, whatever it may be. From the device, how we are connecting through the interface, right? And this interface will be provided with a buffer, so that depending upon because this thing and the program may have a different speed. To match with this, you have a buffer, right? So now we'll move on to file, and how this stream is linked to a file. The stream is linked to a file whenever we use a open operation, and how it is being disconnected whenever you use a close operation, right? And you have two different types of streams available. One you are going to call it as a text, and another one is going to be a binary. Text means here I'll store the character as it is as a character in my file, right? So here I can read, write, I can append, but everything will be processed sequentially. Sequentially means if I want to access my fifth character, then I have to move 1, 2, 3, 4, and then only I can access my fifth one, right? And here I can add end of file, end of the data, right? The character I can add here. But when you take a binary file, see the difference between text and binary, I'll tell you later on. Now to understand the basic things I'm telling you, right? So what is this binary means? Again, binary is going to be the collection of bytes. Here I'm going to store everything in the form of a bytes, and there is no separation here. And here the random access is allowed in binary type, right? Now, if I want to use the file, what are all the things I need to do? First, I need to declare my file pointer. Then I need to open the file using the fopen function. Then I have to process, and then I need to close my file using the fclose function. See, whenever you want to do any operation, you have to open it, you have to process, and then you need to close it, right? So here we have a file pointer variable. In this pointer location only, you are going to either read or write, right? Now, how to declare this file pointer, right? Now, what is this file is? File is nothing but a structure that is being declared in stdio.h. So I have a predefined structure called file. For that file, I am going to create a pointer. With that pointer, I am going to do the manipulation, right? So what is the syntax for declaring the file pointer is, I have to write it in a capital letter because this is how it is being written in your stdio.h. So file star, you know how to declare a pointer, yes or no? The star used to declare a pointer. So int star a means a is going to be the pointer variable of type int, right? So here it is going to be the pointer variable or to the structure of type file, file, because file is going to be the structure that has been already defined in stdio.h, right? So first point is you need to declare a pointer variable. So file pointer variable, so file star fp, right? Here I am not mentioning any file name, right? Only when I am open a file I can mention the file pointer is pointing to which file, right? So here generally you will write int star p. That means what? P is a pointer variable that is pointing to any integer variable, right? So here also file star fp means fp is a pointer variable that is pointing to the structure file, right? So here only we are going to specify what is our file name, right? To open a file, what is the function you have is, you have a function called fopen. The fopen is going to take two arguments. One is going to be the string constant, the other one is going to be the mode. Again that is going to be the string constant, right? Now what is this f name is? It's nothing but a file name. File name, it is going to be the collection of characters. So is a pointer to a character array. Similarly here also I am going to have a mode. The mode is whether you are going to open the file in a read mode, write mode or append mode, or whether you are going to open it in a text or in a binary mode, right? That we'll see in detail here, right? And here one more thing, the file name you can also specify directly the file name. If you specify directly the file name, then it will search in the current directory where your program is present. You can also specify the path here, right? Now here R means you are going to open the text file for reading. W means you are going to create the file and you are going to write it. A means already you have created the file and you are going to append to the text file. And B stands for that you are going to open the file in a binary mode. R plus means you are going to open the text file for read as well as for write operation. Similarly, R plus B means you are going to open the binary file for read and write. Is that clear? R means to open. W plus means you are going to create a new file and then you are going to do the writing operation. Is that clear? Right. Now this is a syntax here I told you. File star fp. I have declared a file pointer here. And fp is equal to fopen. Here I have specified the file name, comma, I am going to specify the mode. Here these are all the modes, R, W, A, RB, WB, right? These are all the modes I have. So here for example, char file name of 80, right? That means what? I have a character array to get my file name, file star fp, printf, enter the file to be opened. I am asking the user to enter the file name and I am reading the file name in this character array, and I can specify this array as my input for my fopen, or else you can also directly specify the file name within a double quotes, or else you can also give the variable as a argument to your fopen, right? Right, here the fopen will return you what? A file pointer. That means a pointer to, that means file star pointer to a structure file, right? and with that you can do whatever the operations you want to do it on the file. If the file is not been opened properly, then it will return you null, because the pointer, if it is not pointing to anything, it is going to have a null value. With that you can check whether it has been opened properly or not, right? So you can check whether if fp, that means the file pointer, is equal to null. If it is equal to null, then you can print the error message, file cannot be opened, right? Now, closing and flushing of files. What do you mean by closing? See, once I have done all the operations, I need to close my file, right? So for closing, what is the function you have is int fclose. Again, I need to specify which file I want to close, right? So int fclose my file pointer. And if it returns 0 on success, else -1 on error. You can check whether your file has been closed or not, right? If I want to close all my input streams, all open streams, not only file, if I want to close my input stream, stdin input stream, right, all the input streams that has been connected to different devices, then I can use what? Fclose all. That will close all the streams, all the file pointers that has been opened, right? Flush all means it will flush all the contents that is being present in the buffer, right? Flush means it will flush all the contents that is being present in the buffer for the current file pointer. Flush all means it will flush all the buffers connected with all the file pointers or connected with all the input streams, right? Now working with a text file, right? Now we'll first see the text files, what are all the methods we have got, and then we'll see the binary files, right? So we have 4 functions for reading and writing, and for reading the text files from the disk. If you are going to read the data from the file, what are all the functions you have? If you want to write it to the disk, what are all the functions you have? For the corresponding read, you have the corresponding write, right? So fscanf, you have fprintf, fgetS, you have fputs, fgetC, you have fputC, and fread, you have fwrite. Okay, now we'll see what are all these functions. Now putC means it is used to write a single character to a specified stream. So say int putC, here what is the character I want to write it, and then here I can specify the file pointer where I want to write it, right? So and it returns the character just return if successful. If it is been successful, it returns the character, or it returns what? EOF. EOF means end of file, right? If some error occurs, right? And getC means it is used to get a input, used to read a single character from the specified stream, right? So int getC file star fp. Here I am specifying the file pointer. So here from the file pointer, from this particular file, it will read the character. PutC means it writes this particular character into this particular file. So the character whatever read, it will be converted to the ASCII value, and that will be returned to the file using the file pointer. Is that clear? Now fputs means this will do with only one character. Puts means S stands for a sequence of characters. To write a line of characters, we use fputs. You have same syntax here. Char fputs, char star str, because here we are going to write a collection of characters. So it is going to be the pointer to a character array, or we call it as a pointer to a sequence of characters. And here I have a file pointer. If it is being successful, it returns you the non-negative value. If it is going to be an error, then it returns you EOF, right? This is fputs. You can do the same thing with fgetS. FgetS, again it is going to do what? It is going to get a sequence of characters. And when it will stop reading the characters, it will stop reading the characters when you have reached n-1 bytes. Here I can specify how many characters I want to read. So if I read all my n characters, or if I encountered a new line character, or if I reach my end of file, or if there is some other error occurs, then this fgetters will return you error or it will stop reading, right? And this fgetters will automatically append a null character, right? Now, till now we have seen fgetC, fputC, fgetS, fputS, right? Don't worry about this. We'll see the example, then you can understand more clearly, right? Now we'll move on to fprintf and fscanf. Fprintf and fscanf is same like your printf and scanf. And here, instead of writing into a writing onto the screen, output screen, you are going to write the same thing or read the same thing from the file, right? And here I can also specify the specifiers. That means, now see the syntax here, fprintf, here the file pointer, right? So to which file I want to write it. Here constant char star control string. Here I can specify what are all the arguments I can read it. Type of the data I want to read. That is why it has been written as control string. Scanf, the printf is used to write and scanf is used to read it from the file, right? Now we'll see. So this is going to be the syntax here. Fprintf fp %s introduction. Now this introduction is a string, so we have represented it as %s, and that can be returned into the file pointed by fp. Similarly, I can also add new line, I can also add tab, I can also specify integer. So this will be returned as it is into the file, right? Similarly, while reading also I can read it like ampersand n. How will you read it? Using your normal printf scanf, that you can do. Instead of that, you are specifying here the file pointer, right? So here I am going to read it from the file pointed by fp, right? So whatever I am going to read, I am going to store it in n. So here I am going to read the integer value and I am going to store it in a n, right? And the end of file can be detected using a separate function called file end of file, right? So it returns 0 if end of file has not been reached, or a non-zero value if end of file has been reached. So these are all the functions that is available to check for the end of file, right? Now we'll see the example. Hash include stdio.h, hash include string.h, int main. So here I have declared a character array. I have declared one character. Here I have declared a file pointer. And here I am entering the asking the user to enter the file name. So printf enter the file name. And I am reading the file name using getS. And here using the fopen, I am opening the file in a write mode. So the file name, I have got it in a variable called str. So I am specifying the str here, and I am going to open the file in a write mode. So I have specified here w, and fp is nothing but the file pointer, because once the file is being opened, a pointer is being returned, and that pointer is nothing but a pointer to a structure called file. And here I am asking printf enter the text to be entered in file. So what are all the text I want to enter in a file? So I am reading character by character. Ch is equal to getChar, because I am going to read it from the console, right? Directly from the screen. User is going to type the character, I am going to read. If the character is not equal to new line, right? If it is not equal to new line, I am going to put that particular character into my file. So fputC ch comma fp. So here I am placing the character into the file pointed by fp. Again I am reading the character and I am checking whether it is equal to a new line. That means I am taking only one single line to be entered into my text file. If you want, you can have some other character as a benchmark, and then once that particular character is reached, you can stop reading, right? Here I have used the new line. If you want, you can use ch not equal to hash. So till I press hash, I will keep on reading and I will place all the things into my file, right? And then I am going to close my file, right? Again I am going to open the file in the read mode. So here I am using fopen again. Here when you specify, I am opening the file in the read mode, right? And ch is equal to get c. Here put c is what used to put the character into the file, right? And here it is not simple get c, it is going to be f get c. So I am going to get the character from the file, right? Either you can use f get c or you can also use get c, because we are specifying the fp, right? So from the file I am reading the character. If the character is not equal to end of file, already I told you in text file, the text file itself will automatically append the end character. So if ch is not equal to end of file, then I am going to print the character, right? And here also use f get c, right? So here also you can use f get c to get the character from a file, right? I will keep on reading the character from the file. If the character is equal to end of file, then I will come out of the while loop, right? It's very simple. So what we have used here, instead of you are going to read character by character from the file, and that is being done with the help of f get c. I want to write something into my file. For that I have used f put c, right? F put c is nothing but to write the character into the file. F get c is nothing but to read the character from a file, right? So for that you have a sample input. So when I enter this particular thing and if I press enter, till this new line character, it will read character by character and it will store it in a file. And then again I am opening the file in the read mode, and till I reach the end of file, I am reading the character and I am printing the character on the screen, right? And you have a next program here. That program is used to count the number of characters and count the number of lines in a file. The same thing here. I have stdio.h, string.h, ctype.h. I will tell you why you have used ctype. Int main, I have a character array, I have a character, I have a file pointer, and then in here I have two variables, one to count the number of lines, the other one to count the number of characters. And here enter the file name. I am getting the file name from the user in a variable called str, and this variable I am passing on to the fopen function. So this file I am going to open. See, this is a variable. In this variable I have the file name, right? And here I am going to open the file in a write mode. So here I am asking the user to enter the characters. See, here I am checking whether the character is not equal to hash, right? So I can enter so many lines because our program is to count the number of lines, right? So I can enter 10 lines, 15 lines, how many lines I want I can enter. So till I press hash, then I can keep on reading all the characters. New line will also be read as one character in your text file, right? So while character is not equal to hash, if it is not equal to hash, till then whatever the character I am reading, right? Whatever the character I am reading, place the character into the file, right? So here you need to have one more thing I have missed here. Here you have to use ch is equal to see, first I have to read the character. If the character is not equal to hash, then I have to place the character into the file pointed by the file pointer. Then again ch is equal to get char. I am reading the character one by one, right? Once I have read all the characters till hash and I have placed all the characters using f put c, I am closing the file, right? Again I am opening the file in the read mode, right? So ch is equal to get c of fp. Either you can write get c of fp or else you can write it as so either you can use f get c or else you can also use it as get c, right? So get c of file pointer while the character is not equal to end of file. Already I told you the text file will automatically append the end of file. So till I reach the end of file, what I have to do? I have to read character by character, and if the character is equal to new line, right? If the character is equal to a new line, then I have to add what? Because I have moved on to my next line. So I have to increment my number of lines is equal to number of lines plus 1. If the character is not equal to a new line, it can be a character or a space, right? But we need to count only the number of characters and not the number of spaces in between. So again I am checking if is alpha. Is alpha means I am checking whether the character read is going to be an alphabet. For that reason only we have included ctype.h. So is alpha means to check whether it is going to be an alphabet, right? So whatever the character I have read, whether it is going to be an alphabet. If it is going to be an alphabet, I am going to increment the number of alphabets, that is nc equal to nc plus 1, right? Else, if these two conditions are not satisfied, then it can be either a comma, it can be something else, right? In that case, I should skip and I should read the next character. ch is equal to get c of fp, right? So again, till I reach my end of file, I will keep on repeating the same thing, right? So once I reach the end of file, then I can print the number of lines and the number of characters. So for the output, the output will be like this. Enter the file name. So my file name is Sam. Here also you can specify the extension you want, right? So this entire thing will be stored in str, and that only we are giving it as an input to your fopen. And enter the text to be entered in file and enter hash to mark end of text. So here I have typed it in a separate line to count the number of lines, and here I have completed with hash. So the number of lines is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the number of characters is going to be 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Is that clear? Right. And next we'll see one more example, right? Write a program to calculate sum of numbers present in a file. I can also store a numeric value in a file and I can calculate the sum of numbers. Okay. So again I have a file pointer, I have a character array to get the file name, and here I have a number, and since I want to calculate the sum, I have sum is equal to 0. So here using getters I am getting the name of the file, and here I am passing this as an argument, and I am opening the file in the write mode, and here printf enter the numbers, and here how to stop reading means once you type 999 it means to stop reading the numbers. You want some other thing also. If you want to use hash also, you can use hash to stop reading the numbers. So scanf %d, I am reading the number while the number is not equal to 999. So what I am going to do, here I have used fprintf. So already I told you fscanf and fprintf are used to read the things as it is. So here I will use fprintf, and because I want to store the number as it is a number, right? So I have used fprintf fp, the file pointer. Here I want to store it as %d, the number, and here whatever the number I have read, I am going to store it. So again I am reading the next number. This is an ordinary scanf, and whatever the number I am reading, I am storing it, and I am checking whether it is going to be the end. No. Then I will store it in a file, right? Once I have entered 999, that means it is going to be the end, right? Then it will come out of the while loop, right? Now I need to have an end marker here. So the end marker, again I am going to store the number here, that is nothing but 999. So that also I am going to store it in a file, right? So I am closing the file, I am opening the file in the read mode, and then I am reading. So for reading also I have used fscanf. So I have to read it as a number, and then while reading I am going to print the number in my screen, right? And then while the number not equal to 999. So till I reach the end of file, because end of file we have marked with 999. So till we reach the end of file 999, I have to print the number, as well as I am calculating the sum. Sum is equal to sum plus num. Whenever I am reading the number from the file, I am going to add it with the sum, right? So again I am reading the next number from the file. Because fscanf means what? Used to read the particular number. The number that has been read will be stored in a variable called no. From where I am reading? I am reading from the file fp, right? And then I am printing the sum. So the sum I can print it because I have stored here, so that I can print it here and return 0. So this is how your output will be. Enter the file name. Here I can specify my file name. Enter the numbers and type 999 to stop. So here I have entered the numbers, and here I have used what? 999 to stop reading, and this I have used as an end marker here. So the number, when I am reading the numbers from the file, I am reading till 67 because 999 is going to be the end marker. And then I have calculated the sum of all these numbers present in the file, right? Now the next one is going to be the binary files. Till now we have seen the text file. In the text file we have seen what? fgetc, fputc, similarly fgetS, fputs, fprintf, fscanf. All these functions we have seen, and we have seen some sample programs. Now what is the difference? Here also I can use all the functions, right? Similarly, how to declare a file pointer, how to open, how to close, that is all going to be common for both your text file as well as for your binary file. But what is the difference between your text file and binary file? Why I need to go for a binary file, right? Already I told you, in text file you will have everything will be stored in the character by character. That is, the ASCII value of the characters will be stored, and that can be clearly visible by the user. It will be stored in the form of alphabets, right? But here everything will be stored in the binary format. So when you open the binary file, you will not able to read the data from your file directly. So this will be stored with .txt, .dat. This will be stored examples, .dxe, .mp3, etc. mp3 players, music, executable files, all the things you'll call it to be the binary files. And here the small error in the text file can be easily detected, because by seeing itself you can able to see where the error has occurred. But here you cannot see anything, right? Because everything will be in the form of bytes. And here I can store only plain text, but here I can store any type of data. And here a new line will be returned as a carriage feed. And while reading also, the carriage feed will be converted back to a new line, and this will be displayed as it is how we have entered. Here no such conversions will be taken place. And here you have end of file. End of file is a special character that will be denoted by the ASCII value 26. Here there is no end of file, but how the end of file is being detected is with the help of the number of characters that is present in the directory entry of the file. No need to worry about these things. You just understand that there is no end of file present in the binary. That particular character is not available in your binary file, right? And this is more secured. Why binary file is more secured? Because nobody knows in what format I have returned my data, right? Even though I am able to retrieve the data, I don't know how I have returned my particular data or what is the format I have followed to write my data, right? And the next one is, see, I told you the binary file and text file are going to be same. So I can use whatever the operations I have used, I can use all the operations in my binary file also. I can also use read and write. What for this read and write is, if I want to write the entire record into my file, right? So fscanf and fprintf, I told you it is for format, %d, %f, percentage. If I want to specify the format, how I want to store it, then I can use fscanf, fprintf. Now here the fread and fwrite means if I want to write the entire record, if I want to write the entire structure into my file, structure will have different data, right? If I want to write the entire structure into the file or entire an array into the file, then I can go for using fread and fwrite. So it will take these arguments, and this is a syntax here. Fread will read from the file associated with fp. Read means what? I am going to read it from the file. From which file? From the file pointed by fp. And how many objects I am going to read it? That will be specified by num. So how many objects I am going to read it from the file? That will be specified by num. If I want to read one array, then I will write it as 1. If I want to read one structure, then I will write it as 1, right? And size of that particular thing. For example, if you want to read or write the structure, then I will specify the size of my structure. And from where I want to store. So, right? So, whatever the thing I am reading, where I want to store it. So, that will be specified by your buffer. That means character array. Whether I want to read the structure into this particular variable. Right? Similarly, write means here I will write this particular thing, whatever I have it here. The size of how much I want to write it. How many this particular type I want to write it, where I want to write it. Is that clear? So that is going to be your fwrite. So read means used to read, write means used to write it into it, right? We'll see an example, then you can able to understand, right? Now this is an example. Here I am going to read an entire array. The array on the whole, we are going to store it in a file, and on the whole, we are going to read it from the file, right? So int main, int I have two arrays, A of 20, B of 20. Here I have declared a file pointer, and here I am storing the values into the array. So A of I is a normal array statement. So A of I is equal to 0. So in array location A of 0, I am going to have what? 0. And then I am going to have 2, 4 like this. So it's a normal array. So I am going to store what? I am going to store an integer, even numbers. Right? This is a normal array. I am initializing the normal array. And then I am opening the file. Right, here I have given directly. Till now we will read the file name from the user and then we will specify that here. But here I can also give it directly d.txt. So here I am going to use the binary mode. Okay, so WB. That means what? I am going to create a file d.txt in binary mode and I am going to do the writing operation. So here when I am writing, I am going to write on the whole the entire array. So A is my array. Whatever the value I have here, I need to write it here. And whatever I'm writing, what is the size of each and everything? The size of each and everything is going to be size of int, because I'm going to write only the integer value. So I'm writing size of int. How many values I'm going to write? I'm going to write 10 values, where I'm going to write it into the file pointer. So in d.txt, I'm going to write it. Is that clear? You can also use fprintf. Fprintf means you will write %d. Now for each and every value I have to write it. But here the entire array will be returned as it is into my file. So here only I am specifying how many elements I want to write it. Since I have 10 elements, I am going to write all the 10 elements. And what is the size of each element? The size of each element is going to be an integer. Now I am going to close my file pointer. Again I am opening the file in the read mode. Again the same thing. Whatever I am going to read it, I am going to read it into another array called B array. So how many elements I am going to read? I am going to read 10 elements. From where? From the file pointer. What is the size of each element? The size of each element is going to be of type int. And then I'm going to print. Whatever I am going to read, I am going to print it. So from where I am going to read it? I am going to read it from the file pointer pointed by fp. So I am going to print both the arrays a of I and b of I. Right? Is that clear? Right. So this will be my output, right? And next we'll move on to the sequential access and random access. So till now we have seen how to store the elements into the array. We have seen how to store the characters into the array, how to store the integers, how to store the entire array into the file, right? Now we'll see what is this sequential access and what is a random access. Sequential access means line by line. If I want to read the fifth line, then I want to move on to 1, 2, 3, 4. Then only I can come on to my fifth one, right? Random access means directly I can make my file pointer to point to the fifth location and I can read the data. So random access also called as a direct access, right? So to support this random access, you have three functions available. One you call it to be fseek, ftell and rewind. This fseek is nothing but used to set the position indicator anywhere in the file. That means what? Fseek will tell you where I want to move to the file pointer. And ftell will tell you where your file pointer is currently placed. Rewind means it automatically moves the file pointer to the beginning regardless your position of the file pointer, right? And this will be mainly used whenever you want to move to the beginning of the file without closing and or reopening the file, right? Now we'll see the syntax here. Fseek, int fseek, here the file pointer, long offset, int origin. The offset means how much distance I want to move it, right? So how much distance can be specified like this. The record number into the size of one record, right? So if the record is going to be in structure, then the size of one structure into the record number. Third record means 3 into the size of structure. So that many positions I need to move, right? So that will be specified in offset. Origin. Origin means from where I want to move, right? So the origin can be either three values. Set means from the beginning of the file. Current means from the current position. End means from the end of the file. So from the end of file, I want to move how many position, right? And ftell will tell you the file pointer position, right? On error, it returns you minus. In minus, if it is going to be successful, returns you the positive value. Rewind means it automatically moves to the beginning of the file. right? So first we'll see the example how to write the structure, right, using fread and fwrite, and I have used the rewind operation. And then we'll have one more program where I have used this fseek and ftell, right? So here I have used the structure. In the previous we have seen how to read and write an array, right? So now we'll see the how to read and write the structure. So here I have a structure struct item, right? Here I have three members: int, item code, character name, float, price. And here what is the meaning of this? S is going to be a structure, but it is going to be what? Array of structures, right? I have an array, but all the elements in the array is going to be of type structure, right? And here int main, here I have a file pointer, and here I have a character array, here I have int n, right? In the same way, I am reading the file name from the user and I am storing it in str, and I am opening the file in the write mode, in the binary mode, by specifying the variable str. And here I am asking the user how many records I want to enter. Since I have created only 10 array of structures, right, 10 only I can store, 10 structures only I can store. So I'm indicating the user less than 10 you can enter any value. So and I'm reading the value here. So for int I is equal to 0, I want to read all the 10 structures, all the n structures. So I'm using the for loop. For I is equal to 0, I less than n, I plus plus. So I'm asking the user to enter the item code, item name and price. So scanf, I'm reading all the values, percentage, you know already how to read it, the structure variable. So ampersand s of I item code, s of I name, s of I dot price. So whatever the variables, the structure I have read, I am going to write it in the file. I am going to write it in the file as a structure. So ampersand s of I, right? Here only I have the details and the size of this structure. How many structure I want to write it? I want to write it one structure where I am going to write it in a file pointer, right? So I will continue this for all my n number of structures, right? And then I'm using rewind. Rewind is used to what? See, once I read 10 records or 5 records, it will be moved on to the end of the file. So I'm moving to the beginning of the file using rewind fp. So again I am reading all the records from the file. So how many records I have entered, that number of records I am going to read it from the file using fread. The same syntax I have. What I am going to read? I am going to read the structure, single structure, the size of the single structure, comma 1, comma fp, right? So whatever the structure I am going to read, I am going to print it using the printf statement, right? Whatever I am reading, that will be available in s of I. So I am printing it using the printf statement, right? So and then I am closing the file, return 0. So this is how your example will be. I am reading the file name. I am reading the file name. The file name is stored in, this is a file name. Enter the number of records. How many records? That will be, for example, I want to enter 3 records. So for each and everything I will read item code, name and price. So first, second, third record. And then I am printing the record. Till now it is being entered by the user and this is being displayed by reading the details from the file, right? Here I have used only the rewind. Now we'll see how to use your fseek and ftell, right? So here everything is going to be the same thing, right? So I have declared a structure, the file pointer. I'm going to read the file name into my variable called str, and here this I will tell you later on what it is. And I'm going to get the file name here, and I'm going to open the file in the write mode. And here again I'm doing the same thing, right, like what we have done in the previous program. The only difference starts from here. So here I'm rewinding, right? And here I told you direct access means directly you can move to that particular record. So here I'm asking the user to enter what is the record you want to search or you want to display. So that record number I am reading it in R number, record number, right? If it is going to be greater than or equal to 0, right? If it is going to be greater than or equal to 0, for example, I want to search third record or I want to display my third record. But in structure, we have stored it in S of 0, right? So here I have used R number minus 1. So third number means it is going to be my second record actually. So here I am using fseek. Directly I should move on to my second record. So fseek, where I want to move in the file pointer fp, how many positions I want to move, or what is the structure. Already we have seen what is an offset. Offset is what? The number into the size of that particular thing. Here I have used the structure. So size of that particular structure, comma, from where I want to move, from the beginning. Seek underscore set means from the beginning. Seek underscore current means from the current pointer, right? So seek underscore set means from the beginning. How many elements I want to move? I want to move I star size of struct item, right? So each element is going to be of type structure, right? Now with example I'll tell you. T is equal to ftel. Ftel will tell you the position of your file pointer, and then here it automatically moves to that particular structure, right? So directly I can read using my fread. I need not use any for loop to move on to the fifth record or the fourth record or the third record. I have moved using my fseek and I have confirmed using my ftel, and then I am reading the record here. How I am reading the record? fread. What is the size of the record? Size of the record is going to be S of I, the structure. That structure I am going to put it in my S of I, right? And how many records I am going to read? I am going to read one record. From where I am going to read? From the file pointer fp. And then just I am printing the record using the printf statement because it is being stored in the structure S of I. Is that clear? Right. If you want, you can also use here a different structure, right? You can use a different structure and you can print that particular structure here, right? Now see here, enter the file name. I have entered the file name here. And here enter the number of records. I have entered 4 here. So I have entered 4 records here, right? Enter the record you want to search. So I want to search my third record. Third record means this is going to be my third record. But this will be stored in the second position, right? S of 2. So for that what I have done is, if I write my 3, then I am writing what? I is equal to R number minus 1. So it is going to be 3 minus 1 is going to be 2. So 2 star size of struct. So that is going to be what? I need to skip 2 records and then I have to move on to my third record. The size of one record is going to be 28. That is what I have printed here. Right? So using this printf statement, I have printed size of the struct item. So each item, the size of each structure is going to be 28. So how many structures I have skipped here? 2 structures I have skipped because to access my third record, because my input here is going to be 3. And then I have printed my third record. Is that clear? So you have just confirmed that fseek is being moved to that particular position. So how to understand that it has been moved to the particular position? Using ftell. That ftell will return a long int that is being stored in t. So I have print the long integer using t value. To understand that how many positions it has been moved, I have used the size of operator of the item structure, because structure is going to have how many thing? Integer 4 bytes, and here 20, 24, float again is going to be 4, 24 plus 4 is going to be 28. One structure item is going to be 28. Is that clear? So that is what I have written here, 28. So how many positions I have skipped? I have skipped 2 positions to access my third record, and this particular third record is being printed here, right? With this, your file concept is over, ma'am. And in the next class, we'll see some of our theory portions under your first unit, right? Thank you, ma'am.